If you treat your business like a business, it will pay you like a business. If you treat your business like a hobby, it's gonna pay you like a hobby, or it might not even pay you at all. In this episode, I'm gonna share with you 5 things you can do right now to become a network marketing professional. I started out with a names list. It was a pretty long names list. It was of everybody that I've ever met. And as part of that names list, I actually had a chicken list. Now, the people on my chicken list were people that I really wanted to be on my network marketing team that I thought would be great. And they were people that I looked up to and admired. And because of that, they were on my chicken list because I was scared to death to call them. I didn't want them to tell me no. I didn't want them not to do it. And I was scared to call them. They were like out of my league, right? I finally got up the courage one day and I called a friend that I knew from high school. Now, this was a friend that had been very successful in another network marketing company. I'd been putting it off and putting it off and putting it off. And finally I decided that today was that day. Today was the day that I was gonna call her. And I'm gonna call her Jill. And I picked up the phone to call Jill. My knees were knocking, my arms were shaking. I felt like I could barely talk. My mouth was so dry. But Jill didn't know this. I just had that 5 seconds of bravery, and I picked up the phone. I'd set up a time to call her beforehand so that I couldn't chicken out again, and I picked up the phone to call her. And when I got on the phone and had kind of started explaining what I wanted to share with her, she stopped me. She cut me off, and she goes, "Do you know who I am? Because I'm kind of a big deal." And I was like, that was not the response I was expecting. And she went on to tell me, I built this other network marketing company. Do you know how much time it takes to build a network marketing company? And I was kind of like, okay, well, not today. And I hung up the phone, right? And I got to admit, I was laughing so hard. Little miss, I'm kind of a big deal. I was dying. I was like rolling on the floor laughing about it. Because I thought, can you believe that somebody would think that highly of themselves that they get on the phone with me and say that they were a big deal? And then I thought about it for a second and I realized that maybe I needed to be more of a big deal. What would your business look like if you knew that you were kind of a big deal? How would you talk to people? How would you stand? How would you make eye contact? Who would you call and talk to about your opportunity if you knew that you were kind of a big deal? What kind of things would you post on social media if you were kind of a big deal? Would you be more confident? Would you approach people differently? Would you talk to different people? Would people treat you differently because you were kind of a big deal? How confident would you be in sharing your opportunity? The awesome news is that you don't have to be a big deal yet to start acting like a big deal. You can fake it until you become that person. Fake that you're confident. Fake that you're totally sure of your speaking ability. You can practice it and learn it on your journey as you become it. Practice making eye contact with the people that you see at the grocery store. Practice making small talk conversation with the cashier by asking them questions and listening. You can practice holding your head up tall and acting like a big deal in your family. You can practice holding your head up tall and the way you speak around your family and your friends. As you start practicing standing up tall, being confident, looking confident, acting confident, making eye contact, that's going to become who you are. I was walking on a trail by my house one day and I happened to run into a mom that I saw at school all the time. And so we started walking together. And as we were walking down this trail, I was waving and making eye contact and talking to these people as we passed them. And finally my friend stopped and looked at me really funny and she was like, "Isn't that weird that you do that? Don't people think that's weird?" And I gotta be honest, I'd never really thought about it. Minus that that's kind of how I'd run into my friend and we'd started walking, is that, I said hi and we met up or whatever. But, I kind of stepped back and looked at it from her eyes and her perspective and the person that I used to be. Because the person that I started out being never would have made eye contact with the strangers as I was walking. In fact, I'd hope that they didn't notice me. I never would have said hi and started a conversation with them. But I'd done it now without even thinking about it or realizing it, because that had been the person that I'd become by practicing saying hello, by practicing making eye contact as I ran errands around the town. You get to be whoever you want to be. And as you practice being that person, as you act like that person, you will become that person. How would you like to turn your greatest weaknesses into your greatest strengths? Click on the link below and come join the next round of the Social Media Blitz, where I'm going to help you turn your greatest weaknesses into your greatest strengths that will propel your business forward. Give yourself permission to be proud of being a network marketer. Do you like to tell people that you're an MLM, or do you kind of shy away from it? Do you try to come up with clever names to tell people what you do so that you don't have to admit to them that you're in network marketing? I totally get it. I was told by my upline that I needed to get people on three-way phone calls, that if I'd set up the appointment, they'd come onto this phone call and they'd close the deal for me. Well, I didn't want to do a three-way phone call. I thought it was going to be really awkward. I thought it was going to be really weird to say, hey, hold on a second. Let me call this guy and I'll get you on the phone with him and he can answer your questions. And so I didn't do them. And I didn't do them. And I didn't do them. And I'd go to these meetings and I would say too much and I wouldn't know how to close them and I wouldn't know what to do. And I would bumble my way through them. And I was talking to my upline one time and I was like, here's the deal. I can't do three-way phone calls. I can't do them. I really wanted my upline to talk me into why I should be doing it and give me all the reasons why I should be doing them and how it was going to build my business. But instead, he surprised me because he actually turned the tables on me and said, okay, Sarah, don't do three-way phone calls. And I was like, what? Because everybody had always said I had to do a three-way phone call. He's like, yeah, don't do a three-way phone call. You don't have to do them. For whatever reason, as soon as he said that, I gave myself permission to do three-way phone calls. I know, weird, right? And from then on out, it was never a problem for me again. And the reason it changed was not because of the person I was talking to, but it was because of me. Part of my presentation was to share a video. And the whole time during this video, all I'd be thinking about was, how am I going to get on a phone call? This is going to be so weird. This is going to be so awkward. This is going to feel so salesy. I can't do it, right? Well, as soon as I gave myself permission to do a three-way phone call, I stopped thinking about it. And since I wasn't thinking about it and I wasn't being all weirded out, I didn't project that feeling onto the other person. And once I started not projecting my feelings onto the other person, it wasn't weird. I didn't think it was weird, so the person I was talking to didn't think it was weird. It was just a natural part of the conversation. Whatever you're feeling about network marketing, about MLM, about three-way phone calls, about sharing your opportunity, about posting on social media, whatever you're thinking about it is how your prospects and your leads and the people that you want to share your opportunity with are going to think about it. For even more tips about how to grow your network marketing business, click on the link below and come join my Facebook group. I made a huge mistake in my business. I had a team that was growing really strong in another area, and they were pretty much hands off. They were kind of doing their own thing. Needed another leg. And so I was prospecting. I was hitting it hard. I was blowing through my names list. I was cold contacting strangers at the grocery store. And I hated it. It sucked. Finally, though, it worked. And I had a new team member sign up, and I was ecstatic because I was done. I had burned through my warm market. I was tired of doing it that way. The rejection, I didn't want it anymore. So when I got this team member, I was like, awesome. Well, I can still do this prospecting stuff, but it's going to be with her names list and her friends, and I'm going to be training them and, going and doing meetings for her, and it's just going to be awesome. And I stopped prospecting and doing meetings and sharing my opportunity for myself. And my business came to a screeching halt. All of my legs that had been doing stuff and were getting momentum started watching what I was doing. And they switched into management mode where they just started helping their downline. And that downline started helping their downline. And all of a sudden, Nobody was doing anything. The speed of the leader is the speed of the team. If you want your team to do something, you've got to do it too. Your team is watching you. My mom stuck me in piano lessons when I was 8 years old. And at first, I thought it was gonna be really fun. I was like, cool, a piano, this is awesome. And I looked forward to going to piano lessons for a little while. But I was always that kid that was behind. We did this music theory class every single week with 4 other kids, and I was always the one that didn't know anything. And I felt dumb and I hated it and it was boring. And then I'd go home and I would be supposed to practice, but I just kind of half-heartedly practiced, and I hated piano. The teacher that I had was a teacher that made us write up our own songs, and then we'd go and play them at the recital. And I would always forget to bring my song to the recital, not on purpose. I legitimately would forget to bring the song that I'd worked on for months. And so I'd get to the recital and I'd be like, I forgot it. Can my mom run home? You know, we're only 5 minutes away. And she'd be like, nope, you cannot run home. And in my mind, I envisioned like this witch, right? Yeah, you can't do it. Now, in reality, she was really nice. She was phenomenal at teaching piano. But I didn't like her. I didn't like piano. I didn't want to learn something new. So I got up the courage one day and I went to my mom and I was like, Mom, I hate piano and I want to quit. I'm done. I'm terrible at piano. I don't want to do it. Everybody else is better than I am. I don't want to do piano anymore, Mom. Now, she sort of surprised me because she didn't try to talk me into it. She actually just turned around and said, fine, you can quit piano. And I was like, oh, score, I can quit piano. I couldn't believe my mom gave me permission to quit piano. And she goes, perfect, you can quit piano, but you have to go tell the teacher that you want to quit. I was like, yeah, I can't do that. I'm not gonna go in and tell the teacher that I wanna quit. So there I was, stuck in piano, not quitting, still playing, right? Because quitting and telling the teacher I wanted to quit was way scarier than just sticking with it and doing it. Well, all of a sudden when I hit 12, something clicked. And I went from being the worst pianist to being the best pianist. And I got to that point that I could literally pick up any piece of music that I wanted to and play it, having never seen it before. And then all of a sudden, as all these pieces clicked, piano became really fun. I had to be the worst before I could be the best. The same goes true with network marketing. Whether it takes you a month to figure out all those pieces, or whether it takes you 4 years, or 7 years, or 10 years, when you get to that place where all of those pieces click, it will be worth it. Your journey is gonna have ups and it's gonna have downs. There's gonna be people that are smarter than you, more confident than you, better looking than you, have more friends than you, have success quicker than you. Just because they were able to do it faster or better or look more confident doesn't mean that you can't do it too. Your time is coming if you don't quit. Have you ever heard the saying, put your money where your mouth is? That could not be truer for network marketing. Invest in yourself. Attend the trainings, attend the events, get on the Zoom calls. Nobody can build a business by themselves. As you attend the events, whether it's your first event or your 20th event, you're gonna hear something in a way that you've never heard it before. And it's gonna be something that clicks for you. You're also gonna be able to network with other people that you need in order to grow your business. Invest in online trainings, invest in social media trainings. When you decided to be a business owner, there are skills that you need to learn. Just like when you go to college to become a professional, you're gonna have to go to network marketing college in the form of trainings and events and personal development. When you invest in yourself, you're telling yourself that you're worth it, that you can do this, that it is worthy of your time, that it is something that you want to do, and that it is important to you. Make sure that you like and subscribe to this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.